I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Thursday, May the 2nd, my sister's birthday. Brought to you in part by VITALIX Corporation, been around since 1967. What they do is provide excellence in animal health, including but not limited to all-American ID tags for all classes of livestock. For more information, go to y-tex.com. Not our cross to bear. This bird flu deal, why are we always the ones that have to hold the bag? And I say we, I mean beef cattle people. The chicken people aren't even sweating this. Now it's devastating when they find it in a flock of chickens because they normally have to destroy the whole flock. But now that this is getting out more in the news and everything, I think I said on our last visit, what frustrates me is likely there's some people turning to chicken because of the bird flu, thinking that the bird flu has more to do with beef, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then the dairy people that brought all this on, the kill cow price is still good for them. Now they have made it kind of a pain in the ass for them to get rid of their cull cows there, and especially if they're still lactating, but that just goes with it. But my gosh, we had more bird flu talk and testing going on here in the middle of the week, and the board was kind of holding its own, for lack of a better term. It was trying to stay up there a little bit, and then we heard a bunch of rumors going around that the USDA was going to put out an announcement on Thursday. Well, any kind of announcement that they would put on, if it had to do with beef, it was not going to be good. We didn't think, because they've been testing ground beef at the retail level and things like that. And so the board just tanks. I mean, just completely tanks with that rumor that was spread. And feeder cattle really took it hard. Oh my gosh, in the back months, I mean, just taking it all off. What's that got to do with the bird flu in a dairy cow 2 months ago? I don't know what. But it's unbelievable how that happened. Then much later in the day, on Wednesday, we did have a press release that come out that said that the USDA did go in and they took 30 samples at the retail level of ground beef. They tested them all. They were all negative. So the board should be up the limit on Thursday. I doubt that it will be, but it should be up big. But it should be up real big. But we've yet to hear more information from more testing that's going on, because now they are also testing muscle cuts from a dairy cow that they knew was infected, and then they want to see if they can find it in the beef. And then if they do, then they're going to do a cooking test to see how hot you have to get the beef inside to kill the bird flu. But all this is coming down negatively on cattle and on beef when, like I said, it's not our cross to bear. It's the chicken people. That we've even heard that we're seeing more tests show up. They're doing testing of treatment water, sewage plants and things, and they're testing, and they're saying that there's more bird flu in that as the birds are shitting in the treatment water. Now I think we got to go back to the source. It's these wild birds. Now, does it happen year round? The birds migrate. So what about the other spots in the country, whatever the birds are passing through? Does the bird flu migrate with them? I don't know, but this is getting terribly frustrating. One bit of really good news that we got, this should also make the board go up the limit. Ron DeSantis, popular governor of Florida, was running for president. I wished he would have just cooled his heels and ran for vice president behind Trump. That would have been the best of both worlds, but he got a little bit too aggressive, too young. But we still like him. Ron DeSantis made a statement on Wednesday that he is not going to allow the sale of lab-grown meat. He's against the fake meat. He says he is pro-agriculture in his state, and it's going to be bad for true agriculture. So, wow. I hope that's a domino that continues to start falling, guys, and it's that easy for a governor just to say, no, you're not going to market that stuff in my state. So good for him, and hooray for Florida. We hope that goes. Texas, I'm looking at you next, guys. How about, we got some big sales coming up here we got to talk about that you guys need to be aware of. Tonight at Callaway Livestock Center in Kingdom City, Missouri, got that special cow sale. It starts at 6 o'clock. It's going to be on DVAuction.com if you can't make it to Kingdom City, Missouri. But expecting over 1,200 cows for a special cow sale. 150 fancy heifer pairs. 80 black and black baldy pairs with February calves. Calves have been worked and they're absolutely ready to go. 350 young black fall bred cows. 300 young heavy bred cows. They're about to pop, guys, right now. And a lot of them will probably be pairs by sale time. 200 young black or red spring pairs. So they've got a lot to pick from, guys. I know you want to get in on some. We need to start keeping these replacements, building the herds back up, because the market's going to be good for a while, guys. And you want to get in on the ground floor. Then on Friday at noon, we got the X-Bar, Proud to Be an American sale from Burbank, Oklahoma. Now that's one of the sales that Shane Steerwalt puts together with Ron Cunningham, and they do an outstanding job, and how they get these kind of genetics together is beyond me. But they're going to have 900 head of commercial replacement females there, 410 fall bred American Reds, and they're heifers, and they come from the King Ranch. Now, how do you get that done? 90 fall bred Angus heifers with Hinkson and Express Ranch genetics. 45 Brayford Cross heifers bred to Wagyu bulls. That might be something kind of interesting if you want to try that. How about 75 open Brayford heifers? Those are hot commodities, guys. You get down towards the Gulf. 35 3-year-old black baldy pairs, 42-year-old red Angus pairs. Check out that sale, the X-Bar Proud to Be an American sale, going to be on DV Auction Friday at noon if you can't make it to Burbank, Oklahoma. Let's talk about your board on Wednesday. June live cattle futures down $1.12 at 173.85. August was down $2 at 171.10. Your back months were down 215 to 252, and they were trying to be better earlier in the day. May feeder cattle down 315 at 241.42. August down 375 at 251.75. Your back months on feeder cattle down big, down 365 to down 417. Ouch. Because of a rumor of an announcement about a bird flu. We don't expect the chicken people to be nervous about mad cow disease. Why the hell is the whole beef industry scared to death of this bird flu? Let's talk about your grains. May corn up 1 3/4 cents at 4.45. May beans up 6.5 cents at 11.62 1/4. Kansas City hard red winter wheat for May up 2 3/4 cents at 6.25 1/2. Fat cattle trade, we had a little bit of trade, and we've seen some trade early this week, mostly steady from some scared sellers there. Iowa sold 600 on Wednesday. They've sold 4,100 for the week. Live sales 186 to 187. That's right in there, close to steady. Dress sales at 292. Nebraska sold 300 head at 292 direct. They've sold 1,200 so far this week. Kansas and Texas have not sold a hoof. They don't want to be the goat this time. They were the week before. We did have a market at Sioux Falls Regional Livestock. They had a good fat cattle auction there in Worthing, South Dakota. The market was $1 to $3 lower than last week on your slaughter cattle, with conventional slaughter cattle selling from 181 to 186. Program slaughter steers and heifers from 185.5 to 189.50. Beef dairy cross selling from 176 to 184, and dairy Holstein slaughter steers from 157.5 to 161. Box beef cutout values were lower on Wednesday afternoon. Choice cuts down 83 cents at 293.54. Selects down $1.88 at 288.07. Your slaughter is picking up compared to last week. 360,000 through the first 3 days of the week. That's just 3,000 less than last week at this point. 14,000 less than the same week a year ago at this point. Talk about what else is going on. Legend Bank. Look to Legend Bank for fast and efficient cattle financing when other lenders are running away from cattle loans. Greg Brooks and Ricky Taylor at Legend Bank, they're all about them, guys. They understand the industry. They know what's going on. They stay up to date. Check them out, guys, at legend.bank. Don't forget, Legend Bank is a member of FDIC. All loans are subject to credit approval, and they are an equal housing lender. Let's talk about your feeder cattle market. Your real-time index on DVAuction late in the day on Wednesday sitting at 241.98. That was down 350. So if you're looking for time to cash in your LRP, guys, it will be down big the next time it comes out. Don't forget your Western Trail sale. Tucker Teague and Dwayne Mays putting on. They had cattle in Cherokee, Oklahoma on Wednesday. Here today on Thursday, they're going to have cattle in Ogallala, Nebraska, Pratt, Kansas, and Salina, Kansas. So I admire them for having that Western Trail sale, helping out a lot of sale barn markets across there, guys. We have a good time with the Punchy Pick of the Month contest. I had several of y'all give me a comment on Ropey Oki's picture that won. Had his grandson, I think it was, that had roped a coyote, and they'd stretched it out. Him and a buddy had stretched it out in the middle of some cattle, and that was cool. But if you get a cool pic, send it to Punchy at NationalBeefWire.com. You'll get the cool swag if you win from Beaver Feed, Beaver County Stockyards, and then the whole case of Fair Piece. Talk about your big sales on Wednesday. OKC West, El Reno, Oklahoma had 9,900 head for their 2-day sale. A lot of our high volume sales have been falling off a lot, but with the cattle coming off graze out wheat a little bit early and just good receipts there at El Reno, man, they've been having really good sales. Of course, their market was lower for the reasons that I told you earlier, but still a good sale. Feeder steers are $4 to $8 lower. Feeder heifers $3 to $5 lower. Calves on Tuesday were not well tested. They did have an impressive quote that I saw. 155 steers. They were thin and black. Weight 729. Bring 269.50, and likely those steers weighing under 730 are going to go back to grass, guys. How about Winter Livestock in Dodge City, Kansas? They had 2,400 head. Feeders there were $3 to $5 lower. Calves and stockers $1 to $3 higher. Stockman's Livestock Market in Yankton, South Dakota, that's now on DVAuction, guys. They had a big sale there, a nice special, about 3,500 head. Where they were best tested, mostly on the feeder weights, it looked about $3 lower than last week, except the stalker type heifers, and they had a bunch of them. They were sharply higher. But Yankton, Stockman's Livestock in Yankton was our National Beef Wire stick-out sale of the day. You look at your best tested weights, there's 373 out of 6-weight steers, average 657 at $300.30 for the weighted average, guys. Wow, in the sixes. 391 had a 9-weight steers, average 958 at 230-217. Your heifers, 499 had 7-weight heifers, average 725 at 244.90. There were 347 head of 8-weight heifers. They averaged 217.54 on the weighted average price. 385 head of 9-weight heifers. Yankton, South Dakota, they averaged 926 with an average price of $213.42. Give you some individual quotes. How about one we rarely talk about, we don't hear much about them, but Marana Stockyards out in Arizona, guys. They sold 64 steer calves, weighed 494, almost 500 pounds at 327. Thought that was an impressive quote there for them. But the most impressive quote that I saw anywhere on Wednesday, your Macrison, no BS, top quote for the day, come out of Stockman's Livestock Market there in Yankton, South Dakota. It was a bunch that my friend Gary Marks told me about, said they were green and gant, 180 head, 963 pound steers, bring 238.10. And that's your feeder flash for Thursday.